The conversation surrounding Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua has ignited a wave of disbelief, fascination, and outright concern across the boxing world. Even seasoned analysts who have grown accustomed to Paul's unpredictable matchmaking admit that this proposed bout is unlike anything the sport has seen. It is not just an ambitious leap. It is a collision course with a heavyweight force whose knockout power has reshaped divisions. Observers have warned that if Paul truly pursues Joshua, he may be walking into the most dangerous and potentially final moment of his career. Eddie Hearn, one of the most influential voices in boxing promotion, has gone as far as to say that the matchup is more than a spectacle or a novelty. To him, this is a catastrophic mismatch with real consequences, a fight that could end violently and decisively in Joshua's favor. He believes Paul is entering a realm far beyond the YouTuber-turned-pro boxer storyline he has carefully built, and the danger in that leap is not theoretical. It's physical, brutal, and immediate. Reports have intensified, suggesting that a deal is close, with Netflix positioned as the global broadcaster and Miami being circled as the host city. According to insiders, this may no longer be a hypothetical scenario. It is being treated as a potentially imminent heavyweight collision. The cancellation of Jake Paul's planned fight with Gervonta Davis might have accelerated the timeline, opening the door for Joshua to step in as Paul's next opponent. For Joshua's camp, the idea is simple. If they need a stay-busy fight before pursuing Tyson Fury or another title shot, then Paul represents easy money and minimal risk. Yet even this perspective carries its own controversy because many believe Joshua should not entertain a bout that could threaten his credibility if anything goes wrong. While Joshua remains focused on reclaiming championship gold, the commercial pull of a Paul fight cannot be denied. The financial incentive is enormous, but the reputational cost could be equally massive. Still, Hearn insists the matchup is dangerously imbalanced. Joshua is a career heavyweight with Olympic pedigree, monumental power, and the kind of elite experience forged through wars with champions. Paul, despite his commitment and improvement, has never faced anyone close to that caliber. Even if he has trained hard, even if he has embraced the grind and evolved beyond the celebrity boxing label, stepping into the ring with Joshua is an entirely different reality. Analysts argue Paul is playing with fire. The size gap alone is alarming, with Joshua possessing not just a weight advantage, but a lifetime of training and conditioning specifically tailored for the violence of heavyweight boxing. The danger is not in losing. The danger is in the manner of losing. Some fear that a legitimate professional bout between these two could end with Paul suffering damage that extends beyond sport. That concern is shared by numerous voices across boxing. Veteran commentator Mike Coppinger has revealed deep industry skepticism, noting that the fight raises major regulatory questions. Will it count as a professional bout? Will either fighter receive a sanctioned ranking as a result? Should it even be approved by athletic commissions? These questions mirror the unease among fans and fighters who see the matchup as an unnecessary risk masquerading as entertainment. Derek Chisora called the WBC ranking rumors disgraceful, emphasizing how hard real fighters work to climb the ladder legitimately. To many, awarding a ranking for a spectacle undermines the entire sport. On the other hand, supporters of the fight view Jake Paul as a major draw who brings attention, energy, and new fans into boxing. Whether loved or hated, Paul commands the spotlight. His fights pull millions of viewers and spark discussions that reach far beyond traditional boxing circles. Some insiders note that Joshua vs. Paul could become one of the biggest global events of the year simply because of the personalities involved. Jake Paul has mastered the art of promotion, and even critics admit that his ability to generate buzz is unmatched among modern fighters. He has managed to keep his name relevant whether he is calling out Tank Davis, challenging aging legends like Mike Tyson, or now targeting one of the hardest-hitting heavyweights of the era. His ability to draw attention is precisely why the fight is being considered. For promoters, eyeballs equal dollars, and this matchup would generate both in abundance. Still, the objections remain fierce. Leon Edwards, the UFC welterweight champion, nearly laughed when hearing the matchup was under discussion, insisting that Joshua would knock Paul out in 1 or 2 rounds unless something was wrong. Even Stephen A. Smith, who has occasionally credited Paul's willingness to train like a professional, dismissed the idea that Paul is ready for someone like Joshua. To Smith, Paul's insistence on targeting older or non-boxing opponents exposes his reluctance to face active contenders in their prime. If Paul is serious about becoming a legitimate boxer, he must fight someone closer to his age and skill level. Anthony Joshua does not fit that description. Joshua represents the summit of heavyweight skill and power, not the developmental rung Paul has been climbing. Yet perhaps the most unexpected endorsement came from Tyson Fury. Known for his unpredictable statements, Fury boldly claimed he believes Jake Paul could knock Joshua out. He cited Paul's growing size, improved physique, and relentless ambition. Some dismissed Fury's comments as playful mischief, while others saw them as an attempt to keep Joshua off balance. Regardless, Fury's comments added gasoline to an already raging fire of speculation. Paul himself insists that boxing needs revitalization and that he is the one injecting life back into it. He claims that his willingness to challenge anyone, from featherweights to heavyweights, shows he is willing to risk everything for the sport he now sees as his calling. At the center of it all, fans remain divided. Some think Paul is delusional for aiming so high. Others admire the audacity. Some believe Joshua should ignore the circus entirely, while others argue he has earned the right to make easy money late in his career. The debate has taken over sports shows, podcasts, press conferences, and social media. Everyone has an opinion, and everyone wants to know how this story ends. The only certainty is that if Jake Paul truly steps into a ring with Anthony Joshua, the world will be watching. Now it's your turn. Do you think Jake Paul is biting off more than he can chew, or could this be the fight that shocks the world? Should Anthony Joshua even entertain the matchup, or does it risk damaging his legacy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy deep dives into the biggest stories in combat sports, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a breakdown.